Assalamualaikum to our beloved lecturer, Dr. Noor Ashikin. Today our team members will be presenting about a case study for the SPRITZER Berhad.
Assalamualaikum. Now our group will present about SPRITZER Berhad. SPRITZER Berhad is established in the year 1989 and it is based in Teluk Intan, Perak. SPRITZER Berhad is a beverage manufacturing, soft drink and ice manufacturing, management of companies and enterprise. The products include natural mineral water, distilled drinking water, carbonated flavored drinks, carbonated flavored isotonic water, sparkling water, and drinking water. It was listed in Bursa Malaysia Securities in the year 2000. Last but not least, the mission of SPRITZER Berhad is to strengthen their leading position in Malaysia as the most integrated bottled water in the industry. Now we will proceed to SWOT analysis.
My name is Muhammad Kanafi and I will be presenting about the SWOT analysis for SPRITZER Berhad. The first is their strength, which they have a strong customer base. SPRITZER existing customer base make their customer base stronger compared than other competitor. The customer base refer to a group of customers who repeatedly purchase the goods or services of a business. These customers are the main source of revenue for a company. In addition, customers' loyalty help business improve brand image. Since brand has already earned the confidence of existing customer, they are more likely to share positive experience than new customer. The second strength is their diverse line of product. SPRITZER has an effective and comprehensive product portfolio relative to its rival. SPRITZER offers several product lines under their respective brand name, aiming to differentiate them from each other for improved compatibility for consumer. Customers are more likely to buy goods from companies that they already know. The third strength is their environmentally friendly plastic bottle. SPRITZER prioritizes more on environmentally friendly plastic bottle packaging. This is to ensure they do not contribute to the harming of the environment. The last strength is their corporate social responsibilities. SPRITZER engage with social development to promote inclusiveness and social welfare. For example, SPRITZER regularly encourage and host plant tours at Taiping facility for the public. Other than that, they also host sports and marathon tournament for the public such as SPRITZER Cup Youth Basketball Championship and Unicorn Fun Run. The first weakness for SPRITZER is their lack of advertisement. SPRITZER lack of advertisement and marketing is one of their main weakness. Business without marketing campaign may reduce costs, but they will operate at a distinct disadvantage. Even though SPRITZER is already an established brand, as we know, they need to increase their advertisement and marketing to boost more sales and build a larger market share value. The second weakness is they are a competition based on price. In the industry of bottled water and mineral water in Malaysia, there are mostly competition which are based on price. In this competition-based pricing, the constant worry is if they set up their price higher than the benchmark, they will receive higher profit but will result in less units sold. But if they set the price lower than the benchmark, they will receive a lower profit but increase in units sold. The third weakness is that they have a high investment of machine on the production. SPRITZER, as we know, have an extensive product line. This means that they have a high amount of machine in production to sustain their business. This will result in a significant cost in production to maintain the machine or acquire the machine. For the opportunities for SPRITZER Berhad is that they have a huge diversification of potential customers. SPRITZER target customer is significantly huge since everyone consume water. This means that everyone, no matter the age, race, or occupation, can be considered as a potential customer. The second opportunities is the increasing demand for healthy beverages product. SPRITZER is already an established brand and they have the required machine and capital and expertise to create an entirely new line of product for healthy beverages. The third opportunity is the increasing value of healthy way of life. A lot of people are starting to live their life healthily by exercising and consuming healthy food or water. This means that the demand for mineral water will increase and SPRITZER can gain the benefit from this and increase their sales. Okay, for the threat to SPRITZER Berhad is competition from rival brand. As we know, even though SPRITZER is already an established brand, there also exist several competitors such as Cactus, Blue, Dasani, and many others. The second threat is water contamination. Since SPRITZER mineral water or drinking water is extracted from reservoir in Taiping, if the source of water is contaminated, this will hinder SPRITZER production and result in and affected the revenue and sales. This is because it will cost a lot to clean the water sources and they have to stop their production for a while, and as they cannot extract clean water from the reservoir. The last threat is the change in taste among customers. This means that existing customers suddenly change their taste and prefer mineral or drinking water from another brand such as Cactus, Blue, and Dasani.
My name is Akram Habib, and I will be presenting about the vertical common size analysis for the SPRITZER Berhad. So for the definition, the vertical analysis is a popular method of financial statement analysis that shows each item on a statement as a percentage of a base figure within the statement. Basically, vertical analysis can be divided into two, which is vertical analysis of income statement and vertical analysis of balance sheet. For the vertical analysis of income statement, the sales figure is generally used as the base, while for the vertical analysis of the balance sheet, the total of the asset and the total of the liabilities and also the stockholders' equity are generally used as a base figure. So this is the vertical analysis of the statement of profit or loss for the SPRITZER Berhad for the year ended 31 December 2019, 2018 and also 2017. The percentage column represented the vertical analysis, while the Ringgit Malaysia column represented the actual amount of the statement of profit or loss for the SPRITZER Berhad. Next is the interpretation of the vertical analysis of the SOPL. So, for the other gains and losses of the SPRITZER Berhad is increases drastically from 0.29% in 2017 to 0.83% in 2018, and then decreased drastically in 2019 to 0.4%. This is due to incremental and decremental of the income from other investment revenue from 2017 to 2019. Moving on to the changes in inventories of finished goods, started from 0.55% in 2017, subsequently decreased to 0.17% in 2018 and 0.08% in 2019 respectively. The purchase of the finished goods and trading merchandise is slightly increased from 2017 to 2018, which is 0.04% to 0.13%, then increased drastically into 0.54% in 2019. The finance cost shows that they had been slightly decreased over 3 years consecutive from 0.33% in 2017 to 0.26% in 2018 and then to 0.19% in 2019. Next, the raw material consumed slightly increased from 49.323% in 2017 to 44.01% in 2018, then slightly decreased to 32.14% in 2019. The employee benefit expenses are slightly decreased from 14.73% in 2017 to 13.41% in 2018, then slightly increased to 14.56% in 2019. The cause of these changes is because of the fluctuation of the estimated monetary value of benefit in kind received and receivable by other members otherwise than in cash. The depreciation and amortization in 2017 to 2018 shows that there were slightly decreased from 2017 to 2018, which is the 4.47% to 4.07%, then slightly increased in 2019, which is 4.29%. The cause of the changes is because of the addition and disposal of the asset and other intangible assets. The other expenses shows that there had been slightly increase over 3 consecutive years from 27.7% in 2017 to 29.05% in 2018 to 37.57% in 2019. This is due to some additional of rental expenses in some property, plant and equipment, and also some premise. Moving on to the vertical analysis of the statement of financial position of the SPRITZER Berhad for the year ended 31 December 2019 to 2018 and also 2017. Next is the interpretation of vertical analysis of the SOFP. The percentage of the property, plant and equipment of total assets increased from 48.61% in 2017 to 50.95% in 2018, then increased to 60.85% in 2019. Moreover, the investment property has slightly decreased from 1.13% in 2017 to 1.09% in 2018, then slightly increased again to 1.07% in 2019. Moving on to the current asset. One of the current assets of the SPRITZER Berhad is their other investment. The percentage of the other investment of the total asset decreased from 24.25% in 2017 to 19.848% in 2018. In 2019, the other investment also decreased into 10.83%. For inventories, there has been slightly increase from 7.02% in 2017 to 7.70% in 2018, then slightly increased to 8.53% in 2019. Next, trade and other receivable is slightly decreased from 13.92% in 2017 to 13.18% in 2018. However, the trade and other receivable is increased 14.16% in 2019. Next, for the current tax asset, it was decreased from 0.98% in 2017 to 0.48% in 2018, then greatly decreased into 0.09% in 2019. For the other assets, they have been greatly increased from 0.98% in 2017 into 2.9% in 2018. For 2019, the other assets was greatly decreased into 1.03%. For the last component of the current assets is fixed deposit, cash, and bank balance. It shows that there had been slightly increased from 3.78% in 2017 into 3.85% in 2018. However, for the year 2019, it shows that they had been slightly decreased into 3.41%. In capital and reserve for equity of the SPRITZER Berhad includes share capital, treasury shares, and reserve. For the share capital, the SPRITZER Berhad had slightly decreased from 47.33% in 2017 to 45.47 in 2018. In 2019, SPRITZER Berhad also had slightly decreased into 43.41%. Next, for the treasury shares, there is no change for the 3 years. Lastly, the percentage of the reserve shows that there was slightly increase from 34.95% in 2017 to 36.24% in 2018. Then still increase in 2019, which is into 39.83%. For the trade and other payables shows that there had been increase from 5.99% in 2017 to 7.79% in 2018, then decreased to 6.5% in 2019. For the borrowings component, it shows that there was slightly decrease from 1.48% to 1.17% in 2018. In 2019, it still decreased into 1.01%. The percentage of the other liabilities was decreased from 4.31% in 2017 to 4.16% in 2018. In 2019, it had been slightly increased to 4.38%. Next, for the hire purchase payables, it decreased from 0.04% in 2017 to 0.02% in 2018, then decreased again to 0.0% in 2019. Finally, the current tax liabilities had been greatly decreased from 0.6% in 2017 into 0.17% in 2018. However, the current tax liability is slightly increased into 0.18% in 2019. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now, we will look at the profitability ratio. The first ratio is net profit margin. It is used to measure the net income that generated by RM1 measure of sales. Based on the annual report of SPRITZER Berhad, the net profit margin ratio of the company is decreasing from 8.12% to 6.97% for the year of 2018, for the year of 2017 and 2018 respectively. The decrease is mainly due to the increase of raw material consumed and other expenses which lower the net profit of the company. In 2019, there is increase from 6.97% to 8.35%. This is because the sales of goods for 2019 is vigorously increased, which is from 347,184,000 ringgit to 373,807,000 ringgit. The net ratio is return on asset ratio. It is used to measure the ability of the company to utilize the asset in order to generate the profit. There is slightly decrease from 8.55% to 7.25% for the year of 2017 and 2018 respectively. This shows that SPRITZER Berhad does not fully utilize their assets since they were purchasing of property, plant and equipment during 2018. For the year 2019, there is increasing in trend which is from 7.25% to 8.47%. This shows that the SPRITZER Berhad have done well in utilizing their asset since the profit before tax in 2019 is 41,299,000 ringgit, which is higher compared to 2018 is 33,800,000 and 59,000. Next is return on equity. It is used to measure the ability of the company to use the stockholder investment in order to generate profit. According to the annual report of SPRITZER Berhad, there is slightly decrease from 2017 to 2018, which is from 6.77% to 6.22%. In 2019, the trend is increasing from 6.22% to 7.52% for the year of 2018 and 2019 respectively. SPRITZER Berhad shown that they are effectively using the investor fund to generate the profit, since the profit after tax in 2019 is 31,249,000 ringgit, which is higher than 24,225,000 ringgit in 2018. The fourth ratio is total asset turnover. It is used to indicate how well the company can utilize their asset in order to generate sales or revenue for the company. SPRITZER Berhad shows that there is insignificantly decrease from 2017 to 2018, which is from 0.76 times to 0.74 times. This is mainly due to the acquisition of the property, plant and equipment in 2019. In 2019, there is slightly increase, which is from 0.74 times to 0.77 times. This shows that the SPRITZER Berhad asset used to generate the revenue for the company is effective and efficient since the revenue is rapidly increased from 347,684,000 ringgit in 2018 to 374,377,000 ringgit in 2019. The last ratio in profitability ratio is operating income margin. It is used to measure how the company can generate the profit on ringgit measure of sales. It showed declining trend from 2017 to 2018, which is 11.28% to 9.16%. This is because the operating expenses in 2018 is higher compared to 2017. For 2019, there is increase from 2018, which is from 9.616% to 10.28%. This shows that SPRITZER is having a great operating income since it can generate huge amount of sales. Next, we will look at the efficiency ratio. The first ratio is account receivable turnover. It is used to measure the effectiveness of the company collects its average account receivable. From the year of 2017 to 2019, it shows that there is increasing trend, which is from 5.12 times in 2017 to 5.5 times in 2018 and 5.61 times in 2019. This shows that the SPRITZER is good at collecting their credit that are provided to the customer. Second is inventory turnover. It is used to measure how many times that the company has sold their inventory to the customer and how many times they replace their inventory during a given period. This is a significant increase from 2017 to 2018, which is from 3.65 times per year to 13.18 times per year. This shows that the SPRITZER have done well in converting their inventory into sales. For the 2019, it is shown decreasing in trend from 13.18 times to 3.09 times. This is because SPRITZER has excess of inventory stock available which is failed to convert into sales. Lastly is fixed asset turnover. It is used to measure the efficiency of the company use their asset to generate their revenue. The ratio shows that it's slightly increasing in trend from year 2017 to 2018, which is from 1.51 times to 1.42 times. This shows that the SPRITZER is utilizing their investment of fixed asset efficiently in order to generate sale for the company. In 2019, there is decreasing in trend, which is 1.42 times in 2018 to 1.2 times. This shows that the SPRITZER investment of fixed asset is less efficient and not bring any significant impact to the company. That's all.
Hi, I'm Afiq. I will explain about the leverage ratios. The first one is debt ratio. Debt ratio is firm's long-term debt paying ability. It indicates the percentage of assets financed by the creditors. It also to determine how well creditors are protected in case of insolvency. According to the bar chart, there was an increase from the year ended 2017 to year ended 2018, while decrease from the year ended 2018 to year ended 2019. There was an addition of assets in the year ended 2018, which amount to 18,066 ringgit. Year ended 2019, 51,837 ringgit, and also a decrement of other investment. This indicates a good debt ratio, which the company is able to meet its long-term obligation. This also will attract more investors to invest in the company because the financial of the company is stable. Next is debt to equity ratio. This is to determine the entity's long-term debt paying ability. Plus, it also determines how well creditors are protected in case of insolvency. According to the bar chart, there was an increase from the year ended 2017 to year ended 2018, while decrease from the year ended 2018 to year ended 2019. The equity shows a constant increment from the year ended 2017 to year ended 2019 in the audit report. There is volatility of borrowing. The analysis shows a good debt to equity ratio, which depicts a less risk to shareholders. The more usage of shareholders' financing indicates a good performance of company and less financial risk. Next, times interest earned. This is to assess the ability of company to meet its long-term obligation on the basis of income statement. This shows how many debts can the company cover. If there is cash left after paying debts, this indicates the company has good financial health. According to the bar chart, there was an increase from the year ended 2017 to year ended 2018 and increased sharply in year ended 2019. This indicates a good performance because high times interest earned, which low risk to the investors in case of solvency. This also depicts the company able to make interest payments. We move to liquidity ratios. The first one is current ratio. This ratio shows the company able to meet its short-term obligations. According to the bar chart, there was a decrement of current ratio from the year ended 2017 to year ended 2019. In considering liquidity, this is a negative trend. This will be a threat to the company and become worsened if the ratio is less than 1. When the ratio is less than 1, it indicates the current liabilities is more than the current assets, which the company might face financial problems. The low liquidity will lead the company to bankruptcy, however the current ratio is still high. This allows the company to meet its short-term obligations easily. Next, working capital. This shows the differences between the current assets and current liabilities. It involves directly with day-to-day activities to know how much money are available to be spent. According to the bar chart, there was a decrement of working capital from the year ended 2017 to year ended 2019. The working capital is in positive value. This shows the short-term liquid assets able to pay the short-term liabilities. The company has enough liquid assets since they do not have to make a borrowing for additional funds. Plus, day-to-day activities of company has been managed properly. Next, days sales in receivables. This is to measure how many days it took for the receivable to settle the debt. The company can collect the payments faster if days sales in receivable is low. According to the bar chart, the days sales in receivable constantly declining. This shows a positive trend as the company can collect the payment faster compared to the previous years. The faster the payment indicates a high liquidity as more assets can be converted into cash. Next, days sales in inventory. This is to measure how many days it took for the inventory to be converted into sales. The inventories are reported at the lower of cost and net realizable value. According to the audit report, the cost for inventories using FIFO method. According to the bar chart, there was volatility in days sales in inventory. This is caused by the amount of raw materials consumed, which mostly depend on the demand of the customers in buying the products. The year ended 2019 has the highest days sales in inventory, which may indicate an inefficient inventory management as it takes more time to convert the inventory into sales compared to previous years. This will cause a holding cost probably high as the stock were kept for too long. Next, inventory turnover. This is an evaluation of how well the company generates sales from its inventories. Inventory turnover uses average inventory because at certain times, the inventory level can become high or low according to seasonality. According to the bar chart, the highest inventory turnover was in year ended 2018. This year has significant huge differences compared to other years. This is probably because the demand from customers were high, which will boost the sales. This also shows the inventory was sold quickly and indirectly creates high liquidity. Next, acid test ratio. This is availability of company to meet its short-term obligations by using the most liquidated assets. In the calculation, inventory is removed as it is slow to be converted into cash. According to the bar chart, the acid test ratio shows a negative trend as higher value of inventories were being removed from year to year in calculation. At the same time, the value of other items in current assets keep decreasing. All 3 years for acid test ratio have lower value than current ratio, which shows a company is highly dependent on inventory. Although the acid test ratio keeps reduced, the company is still able to meet its short-term obligation. Next, free cash flow. This is to measure how much cash generated from operation and at the same time maintaining its capital assets. The basis measurement for free cash flow is cash expenses only. The cash outflows to maintain or extend the useful life of assets. According to the bar chart, all years showing a constant negative value. This may indicate that company failure to produce enough cash to support the business.
Now we will proceed with recommendation and conclusion. In overall, SPRITZER Berhad is doing well throughout the 3 years, which is from 2017 to 2019. This is because the revenue of the company is showing a positive trend during the 3 years. This shows that SPRITZER Berhad is managing their business well since they know how to generate profit. However, there are some issues that SPRITZER Berhad need to be reviewed. Firstly, SPRITZER Berhad should review their expenses including cost of goods sold. This is because the operating expenses of SPRITZER Berhad is higher in each year. Even the company generate a huge amount of sales during the year, the profit of the company still low since the company need to cover up the operating expenses and non-operating expenses such as paying interest. Next, they should focus and review regarding their assets which relates to fixed asset turnover ratio. This is because SPRITZER Berhad bought new property but does not fully utilized. It makes higher purchase of PPE but only incurs slightly increment in sales. Therefore, the company can consider to utilize more on their existing asset to generate sales. Therefore, in conclusion, it will be beneficial for investors to invest in SPRITZER Berhad. This is because the ratio shows a great increase in net profit margin and return of equity (ROE). Besides that, lenders also can consider in financing SPRITZER Berhad. This is because it has a good performance in leverage as the debt ratio and the debt to equity ratio is low. That's all from me. That's all from us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.